Soldiers from the engineering department and the Prayasa Special Task Force raced to construct a bearing bridge surrounding Ban Thung Phek Bridge in Suan Phung district of Ratchaburi province to help affected villagers after the bridge was washed away by water flowing down from the That Nao Si mountain range last night. The continuous rainfall throughout the day, however, has raised the volume of water and strengthened the current, damaging 5 more bridges in Suan Phung district. Additionally, the increased water current has damaged over 1,000 rai of agricultural land, affecting more than 200 farming households. In the latest report, the flooding situation in Suan Phung district remains worrisome as the heavy rain continues. Residents in some areas have had to evacuate to safety zones. Support agencies are beginning to distribute consumer goods to residents in need and have set up 24-hour emergency response teams which can attend to villagers' needs quickly. The Water and Flood Management Commission has called on the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, to remove sandbags that the BMA have placed in the sewer system near Si Nakarin Road within 15 days. The Bangkok governor, however, told the commission that it should have informed the BMA directly, not through the media. The governor insisted that the stuffing of sandbags in the drainage system is a technical way used in many countries of managing water flow. Bangkok Governor Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan Boripat insisted that the placing of sandbags in the drainage system to direct water towards the pumps is a technical flood management practice used by the BMA, and that this technique is widely used in other countries such as the Netherlands. The BMA also used this strategy in Sai Mai district to combat last year's floods, meaning it took only a few days to be able to release all the contained water. The Bangkok governor confirmed that the use of sandbags in this manner helps water management and does not obstruct waterways. Lord Prasop Saraswati, president of the Water and Flood Management Commission, however, does not believe that this technique can really help drain off water. In response to Lord Prasop's order to remove those sandbags within 15 days, Mom Ratchawong Sukhumpan said Lord Prasop should raise the matter during the meeting of the commission and not communicate through the media. The Bangkok governor said that this operation is under the BMA's jurisdiction and that it is only some Pheu Thai MPs who have problem with it. Likewise, Thanet Wirasiri, Secretary General of the Engineering Institute of Thailand, under His Majesty the King's patronage, agreed that the BMA's sandbag approach, saying that it is practical and that the BMA has been doing it correctly. Thanet, however, wants to look at the water system surrounding the sandbag blockades to see the direction of the water flow. He said that any criticism must be based on facts. To contain the water then pump it out altogether, the BMA has placed sandbags in several of the city's drainage systems, including Si Nakarin Road, Soi Annex, the Royal Plaza, as well as South Sukhumvit, Ngam Bong Wan, Ram Kam Hang, and Pahon Yotin roads. The police are now filing another premeditated murder charge against Dr. Supat Lauhawatana after a DNA test on a skeleton exhumed from Dr. Supat's orchard matched that of Ida's relative. Ida was one of the Burmese workers thought to have been killed by Dr. Supat. While the DNA match seems to point to Dr. Supat Lauhawatana as the alleged murderer, the police are still looking for the bodies of Samat Numtui and Orasa Kersap, a couple who are thought to have been shot dead by Dr. Supat. A backhoe was used to dig up more evidence in Dr. Supat's orchard, and mothers of Samat and Orasa have also been submerged for DNA tests. Police Colonel Pichai Pokpong, Superintendent of Tha Mai Ruak Provincial Police Station, revealed that Dr. Supat's letter from his jail cell, which said that he was set up by his elder brother Suthep Lauhawatana, that he did not receive justice from the authorities and that witnesses had no clear evidence, has no bearing on the case. Dr. Supat also alleged that Sawang Numtui, the father of the missing Samat Numtui, used to work for his elder brother and hence might affect the case. Sawang, though, said that it is not true and that he was first introduced to Suthep the day he brought him to see his daughter-in-law's car in Nonthaburi province. In response to the comment made by Ek Lauhawatana, son of Dr. Supat, at a press conference that he has never been to his father's orchard, Sawang insisted that this is also not true, as there are witnesses to confirm that Egg has definitely been to the area. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or NBTC, has announced the names of the companies eligible to enter the bidding in the state auction of third-generation or 3G wireless licenses next Tuesday. As widely speculated, the three private mobile giants successfully passed the preliminary hurdle. However, tomorrow, an independent telecommunications expert will launch a suit with the administrative court asking that the auction be suspended. After screening the bidders' qualifications since September 29th, the Office of the National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or NBTC, revealed today that AIS, DTAC, and TrueMove have all passed the first round of scrutiny. The actual auction of the 2100 MHz bandwidth for 3G technology will begin next Tuesday, the 16th, and conclude on Thursday, the 18th. The official results will be announced within 3 days of the auction close. The winner of the auction for 3G wireless licenses will be allowed to hold the concession for a period of 15 years. This Thursday, the NBTC will invite members of the press to inspect its headquarters, in which the actual bidding contest is to take place. A mock auction will be held on Friday in preparation for the official one. It is by no means certain, however, that the auction will take place as planned. Tomorrow, Anupap Tiralab, an independent telecommunications expert, will file a 6-count complaint with the administrative court. The complaint includes a demand that the auction be suspended. He argued that the terms of reference for the auction lack important details covering the protection of consumers' rights and details of how the Thai people will benefit from the sale of a public asset. The government has expressed its readiness to clear up any doubts currently being cast over the rice pledging scheme at either a general debate in the Senate or a censure motion in the House of Representatives. The chief opposition whip has confirmed that the opposition will launch a no-confidence motion this November. Meanwhile, Democrat MPs continue to insist that 1 million tons of rice have been lost under the government-to-government or G2G deals, though Deputy PM Chalerm Yubamrung noted that the opposition has yet to provide any proof to support the allegation. After the cabinet meeting today, Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra repeated that the rice pledging scheme is for the benefit of rice farmers, and that she was confident that the government will be able to clarify any doubts about the scheme at a general debate in the Senate or in censure debate in the House of Representatives. The Premier has asked Deputy Prime Minister Chalerm Yubamrung to thoroughly investigate any complaints and arrest those who are found guilty of corruption. Yingluck stressed that there has been no loss of rice under government-to-government or G2G deals, and that it is unable to provide final sales figures until the end of the year. Commerce Minister Bunsong Teriya Pirom said that the government has pledged 21 million tons of unmilled rice and 11 million tons of milled rice, of which over 7 million tons have been sold under 6 G2G agreements. The remaining 4 million tons of milled rice will be traded as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Chalerm Yubamrung said that 25 individuals have been arrested for corruption valued at 307 million baht in the rice pledging program. In response to Democrat MP Ong-Aat Klamphaiboon's allegation that almost 1 million tons of rice has been lost under G2G deals, Chalerm said that he has checked with Ong-Aat and that there was no clear proof to support the allegation. The Deputy Premier said he will hold another meeting next week and that severe penalties will be imposed on those who are found to be involved in theft of state rice. As for the no-confidence motion, Jurin Laksanavisit, Chief Opposition Whip, said it should start at the beginning of November. The opposition is now in the process of gathering information and issues to be debated. Jurin revealed that at the House meeting tomorrow, the opposition will raise a series of questions and will question the government about overloaded warehouses and demand that the government reveal the true figures of the rice pledging scheme, including its rice sales efforts both domestically and internationally. The new president of the Thai Airways, who officially started his first day at work today, said that he will increase the revenue of the airline as much as possible in the last 3 months of the year. He will also draft the company's management plan for next year by the end of this month. Sorachak Kasem-Suwan, the new president of the Thai Airways, had his first day at work today after signing his employment contract yesterday. In the morning, he undertook a merit-making ritual at the Thai Airways headquarters amidst a warm welcome by representatives of all departments in the airline. He later briefed employees on his policies. On Friday the 12th, Soratak will join the meetings of the board of directors, where he will receive policies, strategic goals, and marketing plans as Thai Airways competes with other airlines in the region. Ampon Kitti Ampon, president of the board of directors, said that he will ask the new president to focus on work integration within the company and push the airline for an average of 6% annual growth, or an average business profit of 200 billion baht per annum. He said that the board will evaluate the airline's operations starting in June next year and again at the end of fiscal year 2013. Soratak is the third president of the Thai Airways, who is an industry outsider. In the past, most presidents were selected from within the company or from former top brass in the Royal Thai Air Force. Soratak was the chairman of the state-controlled broadcast enterprise MCOT before becoming the president of Thai Airways. He is also the airline's 16th president, succeeding Piyasawat Amratnan, who was sacked by the board of directors last May. Today, the International Monetary Fund, or IMF, said that while global growth would slow, there won't be a hard landing for emerging economies. The IMF cut its global growth forecast for the second time since April and warned U.S. and European policymakers that failure to fix their economic ills would prolong the slump. In its World Economic Outlook report, released ahead of its twice-yearly meeting of world finance ministers and central bankers to be held in Japan this week, the IMF say that with global growth too weak to bring down unemployment, what little momentum exists is coming primarily from central banks. European policymakers, under pressure from the United States, China, and other countries, are trying to come up with a bolder response to the near bankruptcy of Greece, which threatens other Eurozone countries and the world economy.
It's about the failure of U.S. policymakers to agree so far on a fiscal plan. There are worries about the ability of the Japanese policymakers to reduce sufficiently their budget deficit, and all appear to play an important role in weighing on demand and again on growth.
Expectations for a twin slowdown in China and India led the IMF to shave its growth projections for developing Asia to 6.7% from 7.1% in July. The growth forecast for next year was trimmed to 7.2% from 7.5%. In a two-day policy review that ended last Friday, the BOJ resisted political pressure for action and kept monetary policy steady, but left the door open to more monetary easing later this month by warning of looming risks to the outlook of the world's third-largest economy. The International Monetary Fund said on Tuesday that the BOJ's monetary easing last month should support economic growth and help end deflation. But more easing may be needed to hit the bank's 1% inflation target. Visiting Myanmar President Thein Sein met with South Korean President Lee Myung-bak today in Seoul to boost bilateral political and diplomatic relations and economic cooperation. Thein Sein, who arrived in South Korea yesterday, was greeted with a welcoming ceremony at the presidential Blue House with honor guards and children waving national flags of two countries. Here's more from Kun Hill Adams.
South Korea's presidential office said the two leaders spoke about deepening relations in various sectors of the country's economies. South Korea, which has proposed investment of over $2.9 billion for 52 enterprises, is the fourth largest among about 30 foreign investor countries in Myanmar. Earlier in the day, the Myanmar president attended a luncheon with local business leaders in Seoul and called for more investment by South Korea's small and medium-sized firms.
At present, due to political and economic developments in our country, there are opportunities as well as challenges in foreign investments. In this regard, SMEs, small and medium enterprises in Myanmar should be prepared to face challenges as well as effectively utilizing investment opportunities. Thus, we look forward to receiving necessary assistance and cooperation from KBIS, Korea Federation of Small and Medium Business.
At the luncheon, the Myanmar Investment Commission, or MIC, and KBIS signed a letter of intent for South Korea's SME business expansion in Myanmar. Earlier in the day, Thein Sein also paid a visit to the National Cemetery, to pay respects to Myanmar soldiers killed during the 1950 to 1953 Korean War. The two countries have had diplomatic ties since 1975. Hugh Adams